Moderate, others extreme. With expectations from the people and responsibilities of the government, there is always an outpour of emotions, views and analysis from all angles. On this space, your space, we bring these views together to harmonize them in such a way that you can understand the societal issues on ground. So join us on Your Space every Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday on Cool City Television, where we allow you to air your views on these societal matters. Remember, it's your space, your opinion, and your voice.
Hello, good evening, and of course, welcome to your space on Cool City Television. I am Obi Olive Sharon, and of course, with me in the studio is Mr. Nwafo Josh. Welcome to the studio.
Thank you so much.
All right. Today we'll be actually talking, today's topic will actually be around with the youths. And with that, I'm going to ask this simple question. What would the society be looking with the youth on stable, on fit, with their health being fragile? And how would you feel, viewers out there, if you try checking your pulse and you feel nothing, or your kidney, your systems aren't functioning the way they're meant to be? Okay, with that, I'll be introducing my topic, and it would be centered around this health problem, the heart problem, the kidney problem, your liver problem, cancer, and what can we do about this perceived danger on the youth today.
I think I'll just call it straight up.
Okay.
It's a very broad topic because both for adults, male and adult female, there are a lot of mistakes we are making with our health. You know, as related to kidney related issues, liver related issues, heart related issues.
I know this stuff.
So a lot of things we do as adults, there's a lot of decisions we take that medically they're really affecting us adversely. If you take women, for example, there is an uprising, a very serious one among young women, where there are a lot of bleaching creams. You find dark women on Monday who are doing everything to make sure that by Friday of that same week they are fair.
Bright as
I even saw her saying is there anything she will apply so that she will become white by weekend?
it's no white.
That there is a place she's going to.
Okay.
So she needs to be white in that place. So with all these kind of scenarios, there is bound to be cancer in the environment. There's bound to be liver issues. We find young women who buy drugs that they say it's for detoxification. That it's for cleansing. It's for fighting whatever it's fighting. And it begs the question, what's the primary medical function of a liver? Because the liver is for detoxification, and you are now taking another drug
to detoxify
again. So what's your liver doing there? It's just adverse on your liver. You understand? Then if you come again, you now find guys too. That guys that when they want to go down with a woman, they take certain kind of drugs to aid them. Thereby working against your normal body functions, or something. They take those drugs, and after they start having high, their heart rate is very, 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 very fast. If you stand close to them, you feel how they're breathing. And maybe they'll just get 1 hour sleep, wake up, they'll go and buy a reactor or Predator. They'll buy Predator and drink on top that they need more energy to work. So after that walk in the market, he comes back, he takes Igbo on top again. So you see that his body is now working like a machine, where he's just taking things that will give him energy. If he wants to have sex, he takes it for sex. If he feels sleepy, he takes Piriton. If he wants to sleep, he needs Piriton for him to be able to sleep. If he doesn't want to sleep, he needs a drug that will make him not to sleep. If he's up and going to the market, he needs Predator to have
stamina.
You understand? So if he wants to play ball, he needs to smoke first.
to be in the spirit.
We have youths like this that take all these things just for them to be active enough to do normal basic things they have to do. And all these things are addictive. There's a point where you take them so much that you can no longer go without them.
You
understand? And you are bound to take it. if you come again on the other side, you have people that there are people that can't go a day without taking sweet drink and or alcohol. They just can't. If they can avoid alcohol, they'll put that for every meal they have, they will take at least a bottle of Coke or Fanta. So if they're eating 4 times a day, they don't even eat 3 times, they eat sometimes 4 or 5 times a day. So they need 5 cans of Coke
per day.
That food per day, you understand? And they do these things consistently. Thereby on one side, mixing diabetes. You understand? And some of these people even have it in their blood. And they keep doing things like this. You understand? But on the liver issue, on the kidney issue, on cancer amongst the youth, it's bound to come because we are a generation that's very careless about our health. You understand? We are more anchored towards instant gratification. We want to have the best of this meal.
At that moment.
We want to have the sweetest version of this meal at this moment. And it doesn't just mean like having that meal once. They want to have the sweetest version of a particular meal 5 times a day. Some people eat 6 times a day. And they're consuming all that salt, all the sugar that comes with the drinks, the excess salt, Maggi that comes with the food, sometimes that they cook themselves. For some people to fry 2 eggs, they use a cube of Maggi. So this particular one now, I hardly fry eggs because for me to fry eggs, I need a cube of Maggi. So you see that I know I'm not the only person. Just that I'm very lazy about frying that egg. But each time I'm to fry it, I need a cube of Maggi, and I might add pinch of salt. One Maggi for just 2 eggs. So, and there are many people that need their eggs to be that tasty. There are people that cook food that bad. There are people that like burnt food. There are people that like the taste of Maggi. There are some people that after cooking it that much, they will still carry this liquid Maggi and sprinkle on it, just for them to have that exotic taste that they want. And all these things bounce back to our liver, to our kidneys. It comes back at us. But at this very young age, possibly, we might be very active, maybe walking around, doing 1 or 2 business that gets you sweating, and maybe you have a way of balancing it. But there will come a point in your life where you can no longer be that active. Things start stepping down. At this 22, 25, 30, you can be that active. But at 40, you might be, but you start diminishing. It starts getting on you. And you might no longer be able to do those activities you used to do at 20. But the issue with all this food is that the more you grow, the more you want more. But you no longer have, you are losing energy that you used to balance it. But you are consuming more now. So it's bound to come back at us. We live in a society where we find young ladies paying serious money to go for certain surgical procedures to enlarge some certain parts of their body. They pay so much and go through serious excruciating pain just to get these instant results where she has to go out and she's the talk of the place. And
people are wild with her body stature.
We are wired that way as human beings. Once you are up and doing, we will definitely holler at you, wow at you. But when the sad side of the whole thing comes, everybody turns away because they too that are hiring you and wowing you, they have their own problems. So if they see your own, they'll leave you to face your own. We have young people, young men.
But most times, people with this side effects of those liposuctions and other stuff, they do keep it aside so that people wouldn't get to know that this is what they are going through.
The fact that if you go out of this studio now, if you are to meet 100 people, you likely discover that apart from if you going to the hospital, everybody seems very, very healthy. Everyone literally seems very healthy. But it doesn't take away the fact that people are going through one ailment or the other. Apart from other problems, there is always 1 or 2 form of sickness around us. Because for that malaria to hit you down, it means it has been there. It has been there giving you symptoms. You understand? So it has always been there. So for the youth, it's advisable. I can't come on TV and tell people not to drink. I can't tell people not to smoke or certain things, for them to be able to satisfy their partners. I won't tell them not to smoke because the reality is, at the end of the day, these are the small pleasures life has to offer. if you make all the money and you don't do any of these things,
It makes no sense
it
to
doesn't
some
make-
extent.
No, the reality is there is so little you can do
Okay.
in present day Nigeria in terms of fun that won't really surmount or come to all these areas of having fun with the opposite sex, drinking, smoking, eating. And this is where the problem comes from. Eating the foods we don't have to eat. You
Yeah.
understand? The right amount of salt is not in play. We take excess of it so that we'll get a desired taste. We go in with so much spices in food. Definitely the food you buy in public, they always likely will overspice it. So it will be sweet to attract you.
And it's to reduce cost on their own
So
side.
reduce cost on your own side. And when you come back home, you cook another food that is overspiced. You understand?
Spice
Then you
versus
now
spice.
push the food down with coke or sugar. I'm not trying to run down anybody's business.
Yeah.
But there are limits to how we should take these things. You understand? So you find people that have to, they take it in excess. And they do it morning, afternoon, night. Then they crown it up with junk food. If they have to go to the cinema, they will now buy
Popcorn,
more
other
coke.
stuff.
Then if they come back from the cinema, they are not tired. They need more coke to push it down again. So it tells on us generally. It comes back to us at a point or the other. It definitely comes back to us.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what about all these canned foods that we do consume,
Yeah, all
regular
these
processed
foods, all
foods?
these foods have preservatives. It's necessary for us to eat them, but we are usually advised to limit how much we eat
We
them.
consume
We
it.
always advise to go on vegetables, fleshy foods. We also advise on fruits. You understand that we should always have fruits and all that. But how many of us actually take this? And none of those that could even afford it because
Yeah.
fruits these days are very expensive.
Expensive,
Small
yeah, I know the
pineapple that used to be 50 naira is now 300 naira for a slice. Watermelon too, a slice 300 naira, some 500 naira.
Yeah.
So, and for you to eat that, it brings appetite. In literal sense, it makes you hungry.
Yeah.
After taking that of 400-500 naira, you now become hungry and need more food. Banana goes for over 800 naira in Enugu State.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's very difficult to access. Understand? But these are foods we need daily.
On a daily
An
basis. Yeah.
apple a day keeps the doctor away, but that apple is now over 150 naira. You understand? So
Some places are
people have
300, even the
doctor's
smallest
report
one you
and
get,
everything.
yeah.
So it's a problem.
Mm.
It's a problem. And apart from that, we are nurtured in very unhealthy lifestyle from when we were very, very young.
Yeah.
Most of us were exposed to smoking at a very young age. And we already have theories in play to tell us that these things are not that bad. We have theories that will tell you that smoking Igbo is better than the one that is not good is cigarettes. That Igbo does not have nicotine. You start hearing a lot of theories that Igbo makes you smarter, it makes you agile, it makes you active, it makes you think straight. And these theories have been planted in younger minds. You understand? And not that to take the Igbo to make it work, you need to take something chilled. You need beer to push it down. If you want to go to work, you need it. If you want to go here, you need it. Then we now have ways too that we access drugs we shouldn't be accessing. Drugs like tramadol and the rest. These are drugs that shouldn't really be accessed. These are not over-the-counter drugs, so to say. But we have youths who have their way around getting them. You understand? Actively. The people that take it, the people that are so addicted that they feel alright only when they are high.
Yeah.
They could speak better, they could go out, they could carry out basic tasks only when they are high. So we're in that kind of society. And all these things are factors put together that endanger our kidneys, endanger our livers, and exposes us to certain things that could result to cancer.
I'm
You
sorry.
understand? We find very young women who want to do everything, who are in active competition with their peers, and some of them have to get fair. Some of them now feel that beauty is around being fair.
Fair, yeah.
Beauty is around having certain parts of your body, like your breast, maybe
Your butts, bigger size. and-
bigger size. There are some that are trying to make it bigger. There are some that are buying creams to make it smaller. So everyone is on the lookout. Everyone has a problem at hand. So some people also need creams to make their bodies smoother. You understand? So all these things tells back on your body. There's a defense mechanism for your body. And all these outside agents keep coming, shaping things the way it ought not to be, the way it usually wasn't. So when all these things are shaping it that way, these defense mechanisms keep fighting. At a point, they become tired. Even if it's you, this person is dark, and this person is struggling to be fair. Okay, your body is struggling to
adapt to
it. Then the person now goes back to do maybe breast
enlargement and all
your
those.
body is trying to process that. The person now goes back to do bum reduction. So you see that there's confusion because some people are this crazy.
Yeah.
They have different things they want in their body. They want this side to be fair, this one to be big, this one to be small. Then in all this, they want flat tummy.
Alright.
So she needs to take drugs to enhance her chest, reduce her back, maintain her tummy flat, then get fair, one person. And there are ladies that specialize in this kind of businesses. This is the product they sell. And
but funny enough, you find out that those people selling it, they hardly make use of it.
Yeah, they don't make use of it.
That's the funny part.
They know what they're doing. I saw one body enhancement. Okay, it's not an enhancement product. She was turning it in a big bowl, a big pot. I don't know what, but it's a cream to make you glow, be white.
Wow.
Immediately. So she was making it and she was adding Hollandia yogurt. she was literally drinking the yogurt.
Okay.
She would drink.
And
Organic.
Organic.
So I was wondering, like, how does Hollandia yogurt?
What does it have to do with the
I
skin?
was just wondering the chemistry behind it, but I believe that for she to add that thing like that on camera, then there's obviously something she has to tell her audience about it. That is working.
One way or the
Because she
other.
will drink, she will pour. Then she will now say that that this one that she's adding the price.
Nourishes.
Nigerians have been nurtured to be that gullible.
Yeah.
Where we want a lot of things that we shouldn't be wanting. And we want them so bad that we are open to go to the extreme to get this, all in the name of competition, trying to make sure you beat the nearest person close to you,
Trying to feel like
trying
you
to make
belong.
sure if you go out with your female friend, you're the one the guys are calling. There are also guys that they need to smoke to feel manly. You understand? They want to impress their girlfriends, so, or they don't want to be seen as though they are not real men. So before they can go down with a lady, they need to take drugs like Vega. Some will take this Vega is a sex enhancement drug. They will take it, add alcohol to it. Some say Guinness, big Guinness makes you stay longer with the woman. So they will take Vega, then use the Guinness to push
on top
it down.
of it.
Then they will now smoke on top so that the eyes will be clear in the name of
Serious.
punishing the lady. But in the long run,
It's downs back
punishing
at
your
them,
system.
yeah.
Because if a man is, so to say, a 1 minute man,
Yeah.
I believe that is the much his system
Can go, yeah.
You understand? If he's not satisfied with it, he can go for other natural ways. Exercise, eating of fruits,
Meeting doctors,
reducing intake
walking
of all these
things.
drinks, sugary drinks and all that. You can also meet a doctor for advice. But all these things are the things you see on the internet. All these things are the things the doctor will tell you, and they are the things we don't want to hear. We want the advice to come from the streets, where you now meet your friend. You tell you, a small problem now. I know where they sell the drug. 200 naira, 500 naira, you get a drug. You stay there for 2 hours, 3 hours, she'll call and beg you. So these are the ideas that we get from the streets. And when we apply them, we get those instant answers we want. It's instant gratification. They always work. If they're not working, people won't comment.
People won't be, yeah.
So by the time you use them once, then after that performance, the next time you see that you
keep
have
on
gone back
constant
to your
using of a
former state.
particular
So
drugs
you
and
keep
other
on
stuff, yeah.
using it, you keep on using it, so you cross the Rubicon, the point of no return. You cross the point where you can no longer even have an erection without it. You understand?
Yeah.
You now need it. It's now a necessity for you. It's now like food. if you must have something with a lady or with a guy, you must need those drugs. You understand? Then for women too, women have crazy things they sell in the name of vaginal sweeteners,
Tightener, drippers, and all of them.
and every kind of things. Where people that sell them, I doubt they actually use them. You understand? So all these things tell back to our natural body mechanism and how your body has to work. There are organs with specific functions. Those things you want those drugs to do, there are organs in play to see to it that those things work in those ways. When you start taking certain drugs to hasten the natural body pace and how it has to function, by the time you hasten it 1-2 times, those organs could be displaced. They would not really displaced, but they might not have that sense of that is what I'm here to do.
Yeah.
Because if this is what they are to do and that take 6 days to do it, then you now introduce a drug that will make it, instead of 6 days, it now takes 30 seconds to do it. You keep introducing that drug. At the point, those organs will relax and wait for that drug.
Yeah.
So it becomes an addiction. And
when the drug is not there, you can't.
Organs,
yeah.
You understand? In the process, when the liver's function is for detoxification, and you are now taking drugs for that same detoxification.
Yeah.
They now tell you that you need cleansing. You need to clean up your system, and this drug is a detoxifier. They now place that 10k, you now wash, buy it, you start taking it, and you get some reactions. You now feel you are now being detoxified. Then it begs the question, why do you have a liver?
Okay. So, are there really health related issues, natural ones that come maybe from birth, through gene, aside the one we actually induce on ourselves by all these harmful substances we take, drugs we take?
There were issues that come from birth. There are issues that come from birth, and there are medical ways wherein they are being controlled. Some are being changed. There are natural birth defects and all that, but that one is now a natural one. The issue comes it's an issue, but the main issue is those ones that we use our hand to buy and bring into ourselves. Yes. A problem. You understand? If you are born with a kidney that has issues, it's different. But when we talk of kidney stone, for example, that means it's from an accumulation, a pile load of things you aren't supposed to be consuming.
That you've been consuming,
supposed to be consuming that you are not consuming. It might be the water you are not drinking, or it might be the dirty water you are drinking.
Yeah.
You understand? So it has a lot to do with the things you are supposed to do that you are not doing, and the things you are not supposed to do that you are now doing. You understand? So hygiene has its play, but most of the issues with our system are centered around what comes into us. Most of the issues is either the water you are drinking, the food you are eating. These are the main, or the air you are breathing. But
the environment.
Are there really much of that? Because if you check all these issues, they are mostly things we have consumed. You understand? They are mostly things we have consumed. It's mostly about the salt intake we are taking. Sometimes there is the food you are not chewing. There's always a way to relate it to something that pertains to you consuming something, you taking in something. It always has a way. It revolves around what you took in.
Okay. So here now we can actually link it to the society where we are actually growing around, because there are things you see them do in the society where people look, you try to maybe belong, be like them, do what they are doing, peer pressure and other stuff.
What the society expects of us, it's all on in and around peer pressure. That feeling that I'm not enough.
Yeah.
That this my friend. Some people, their own gravitates about the clothing, the cars, their friend. It's good to want to have things, but there's a limit to what you want.
Yeah.
When it's just about the clothes you want, the clothes your friends are wearing, the amount of money they parade, the cars they drive, it's one problem. But when the problem becomes problems that are affecting your health adversely, it's now a very serious and personal problem.
But you know one funny thing, we youth, we don't really tend to give a listening ear to this our body system or the way our organs work.
Yeah,
We just keep doing it. We just keep
That's
doing
why
it till it
you
just
find-
booms out.
You find even young men
Yeah.
who have gone through the internet, they have read 10,005 times that penis enlargement creams are fake. But you find young men in this
Still
generation
using it.
that are still ordering it on a daily. Because if they are not buying it, those people that are selling it, they will be out of business. So for them to be advertising, that means people are buying. You understand? So the education is in play. It's there in the internet. Most of the people that buy all these stuffs that endangers them, even the tobacco with the cigarettes we take, it's written there that it's dangerous to your health. So people see that, people know.
So I heard
that
a
these
doctor
things are
claiming
not
that
good.
this marijuana of a thing they take, they actually use it as medical practitioners, medical personnel on
depends
us.
on-
It's
yeah,
actually
it depends on it depends on who is taking it.
Mm,
Paracetamol is a drug that could cure headache
yeah.
when prescribed right and when taken right. When you take overdose of it, it no longer gives you headache, it gives you serious problems.
Yeah.
You understand? So every drug, even the tramadol people talk about, it's a drug that could be prescribed to you at a given instance.
Yeah.
But when you start taking it on your own excessively, it becomes a problem. You understand?
That's where drug abuse comes
That's where
in.
drug abuse comes in.
Yeah.
You understand? These things, if they are that poisonous, a taste of it would kill you. You
Instantly.
understand? But for the fact it's a painkiller, it means it kills pain, it stops pain, it reduces pain. You understand? But when you take it excessively, when there is no pain, it becomes a problem. You are now
Constant
abusing
use
it.
of
You
painkillers
start
has
taking
a way.
drugs you don't have to take.
Mm,
The tobacco, for example, it's written on the packs that not to be sold to guys under the age of 18,
18, yeah.
and it's harmful
To the
you.
kidney,
But
yeah.
you discover that people start taking it, keep taking it. They read it out. They read those things written on the carton, and while reading it, they are taking
Well,
it.
I heard someone saying that it makes him feels warm inside and all
He
that.
feels. No, the feeling. Most of them will say they can't really explain the feeling. That they
Yeah.
just feel alright.
It takes them to another level
without
and all
taking
the
it,
stuff.
they don't feel alright. That there's a mood they want to radiate in that
Mm.
needs that for them to radiate and be effective in that mood. It's now in the level of, it's now part of the person. It's now like an addiction, if not already an addiction.
Addiction, yeah.
You need to have it to be in a certain mood, and if you are not in that mood, there are a lot of things you cannot do. So it's a necessity now to have it.
And well, it seems like this Gen Z of a thing has a greater effect on we youth.
Yeah, of course.
It has to come to an end one way or the other, or
No,
the thing it's
it cannot really come
to an end, yeah,
It can
actually.
only be managed. It can only be about people who have seen that this thing in the long run.
But we Gen Z, we are not even looking like people that would try to manage it. We just feel like
Wait,
exploring
when
life.
it becomes a problem,
Yeah.
they will now look for solutions to the problems. And most times we'll find people that will give us other solutions. because for example now, for those that want to mate, the young man was medically advised not to take a lot of sugars.
Mm.
He keeps on taking alcohol, flexing the life. Then when he's now sick, he was now advised that in case you take it and you are now sick, see a doctor.
Yeah.
You understand? He won't go to see any physician, no. He will go back to the street again to meet somebody that has nothing to do with medical sciences and ask the person for advice.
Mm.
The person might have known a drug that will cure that issue now and give you 10 years or so. He
Yeah.
introduces you to the drugs. You go and take that drug and face another problem. So it's just how we work in this generation.
It's just how we work. Okay, just stay with us while we go on this very quick break. When we come back, we'll get to see the solution attached to all these issues.
In a country of over 200 million people, with its ethnic, religious, and cultural diversity, a single event generates divergent views and opinions. Some moderate, others extreme. With expectations from the people and responsibilities of the government, There is always an outpour of emotions, views and analysis from all angles. On this space, your space, we bring these views together to harmonize them in such a way that you can understand the societal issues on ground. So join us on Your Space every Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday on Cool City Television, where we allow you to air your views on this society.
Okay, welcome back from the very quick break. And before we left, we were looking at the possible causes of this health and kidney and liver issues. Okay, right now we'll quickly try to see a possible solutions to all these issues affecting the youth, the liver, the kidney, all those stuff, the cancers and all the whole stuff. So are there really solutions to all this? Are there ways? Are there things we should do?
The solution starts with when the problem is already there.
Yeah.
You should meet a physician.
Okay.
You should be someone that has studied about illnesses, that has studied about these problems,
Okay.
and could give advice, that's medical advice, on how to go around these things, on how to get a positive end. You shouldn't take advice from street people just like you.
But don't you think the medical aspect, the doctors should maybe one day come out, create awareness
Doctors have been creating
about
so much awareness.
things?
There have been awareness on drug abuse. There are thousands of awareness on drug abuse. There is kidney day, there is liver day, there is heart day. There are so many days. There's World HIV days, there's cancer day, and people see all these things and see these doctors.
But are there really free days whereby they can just dedicate their time for people to come and check their systems for free?
There is no. It's not about being for. It's not about for free. Those things you consume that kept you in that condition were they for free? You bought them with money. The alcohol you consume that is killing you, you bought it with money. The smoke you get, you buy it with money. When you take drugs for sexual enhancement, you buy it with money. The bleaching cream, these things are very expensive. The vaginal tighteners and everything, these are very, very expensive commodities. And they buy them with serious money. You understand?
Well, more enlightenment and education on all those things could actually reduce the level at which things happen.
Doctors have been so nice. They have been bringing up this awareness for free.
Okay.
There have not been a day when they are charging the society to pay money for them to do kidney awareness day. They have never charged money for them to do cancer awareness.
Okay.
They have not been charging money for that. For them to do HIV awareness, they haven't been money. Sometimes these doctors go to the extent of using their own monies, buying STI protection aids like condoms, for example, and share to the public. They give people valuable advice free of charge. People listen to them, some don't listen to them. So if all these things are in play, you use your money to buy the problems. And these guys are advising you on not buying those problems, but you tell you to use your money and buy it. When you have a problem, you should be fair enough to pay these guys to treat the problem. Because the day you had low sperm count and all that, and you went to buy drug for your sperm to start counting, you went to buy drug that was not advised by a doctor for you.
Yeah.
You paid for those drugs from somebody that is not a doctor. You paid him. So if it becomes a masked problem now, why is it wrong to also pay a doctor who is going to give you a final and a good solution to your problem?
So but do you think that most people might feel that, okay, these doctors are not really closer to us, some of them are not easily to be reached out to, and they just go into the street asking the pharmacists and all the other things. Okay, for instance, now you hardly hear that there are professional cardiologists here. We don't get to hear about that.
If we look for them,
they are hard. I've actually researched, and most of them are in the south, outside the country, and all those
I know
things.
a cardiologist in Enugu State. I know up to 2 or 3.
Okay.
Understand? And I see them. And if I
Okay.
want to see one, I know where to go and I'll see them. How many Nigerians believe that they have heart problems? It might be a heart problem, and the man will say it's a chest problem. It might be around his heart, you say it's his tummy that is paining him.
Okay.
And he'll look for paracetamol to take.
Self-prescription and all that
these are the
stuff.
problems. And when it becomes so bad and he's about dying, they now rush them to the hospital. They might reach there only to die, and we start blaming the doctors, we start blaming the system. But when these things, these problems, every problem starts from somewhere.
Yeah.
Every big problem starts small. It keeps growing and growing and growing. When it started, what did these individuals do? They neglected it. And when it became so much of a problem that they were rushed, they start looking for who to blame. The blame game now comes to play. Selling for doctors to blame, nurses to insult, medical scientists to tell that they can't do their jobs. They can't do their jobs. But you had just one job, to make sure that if you have simple issues, you take it to them. You understand? You failed in your job, you now brought them a complicated case and you are rushing them
To perform on
perform
you.
magic on you.
Oh wow. So at this junction we'll be coming to the end of this program, and before I close the program, we should try to eat healthy, do the right things at the right time, avoid some certain kind of things that would harm us. Though we Gen Z, we don't really get to care now. We are just like, okay, let's do it, whatever happens, let it happen, but forgetting that we are actually haunting and hurting our own system, our kidney, our heart, our liver. We are actually hurting them. At another time, we should always try to visit a doctor once in a while. You go meet, check your heart, check your liver, check all those, do the necessary tests and see that you're up to date, you're good and everything is functioning very well. And please, we should also try to abstain from all these painkillers that we might eventually end up being addicted to it. It can actually help break down our systems. Okay, with this, we'll say thank you for joining us on your space on Cool City Television. And we do love to have you same time every Tuesday and Thursdays on Cool City Television. So at this point, we say bye and thanks for joining us today.
It all matters. Remember, it's your space, your opinion, and